Welcome to Radio Boomers Live, the show about all things human from a baby boomer's perspective. All things hot and all things not. News, reviews, interviews, chat, tech, and what's next. And here are your hosts, Reatha Gray from Betty White's Off Their Rockers and Easy's dad, Jim Zuley.
Good morning, Radio Boomers Live listeners all over the world, and good morning, everybody. Reatha, how are you up and at 'em?
Good morning, good morning, good morning.
Hey, Reatha, how's it going? Well, I'll tell you, the world's spinning faster, I think. I don't know. I can't keep up with taking down the months on my calendar, it seems. It's just, wow. The holidays are coming up. Oh, I shouldn't say that yet, but you know what happens after summer. Then you got Halloween and Thanksgiving, and there we go.
No, wait, we're still in summer, Jim. Don't move so fast. Speaking of summer, somebody just had a birthday, and we had a wonderful Jim Papa Zuley birthday party, a Zoom party.
That was so cool.
Happy birthday, Mr. Zuley.
Thank you, Reed. You were there. I mean, I walked out, and all of a sudden, everybody's on the Zoom, and it's a different situation now, but it was fun. You know, you get to see everybody on there, and then they could be far away. Like Pepper was in Arizona, and where's she at? Nevada.
In Nevada. And Denise was in Arizona. I think Patty's in Arizona. Wow, it was so nice, everybody popping on like that. But it's a virtual world, you know, and we got the big virtual event, the big awards event coming up, with the Legend Awards and the Golden Stage. Wow, this is, Reith, what do you think of this after all the editions and films you've been in? How are you absorbing this virtual scenario? Well, I tell the actors now, you have to be, because we do these virtual auditions. So either you do them just pre-taped or you do them live over something like Zoom. And nowadays you have to be your own producer of your own auditions. You have to pick the location in your house. You have to set it up. You have to do your own makeup, your own hair. It's unbelievable. What can I tell you? It's a lot of hard work.
It is. It's still a lot of work because you think, well, you don't have to, have everybody go down there and hire security and hire limo people and all that. There's so much that goes into it. It's very expensive, but it's also a lot of work and very costly doing the virtual stuff. The way Art does it, it's first class.
That's and it.
Wow.
You still gotta be spiffy, so to speak. Have it all dressed up. But that leads us to our hot topic time.
Hot topic time. Drum roll. And Reatha and I will be giving you the latest and the greatest of all the stuff going on here. And Reatha, if we don't have there we go.
Ripped from the headlines. Today's hot topic.
Well, Los Angeles is not the only shaky town going on. They had a 5-point-something earthquake in North Carolina, and they were all shook up because they're not used to having earthquakes. They were like, what is this? Help! So, you know what? It doesn't matter where you are. You might have an earthquake nowadays. It was the largest earthquake they had in North Carolina in almost 100 years. And it pretty much shook up things. So California, we've had our little earthquakes. Hopefully that's let off just enough steam that we don't have a big one anytime in the near future because, boy, we really don't need anything else going on. And talking about things going on, will they or will they not open? Schools around the country are just confused. They don't know whether or not it's safe for the kids to go back to school. They don't know if it's not safe, if the teachers are safe. They've got pictures of crowded hallways of children that have gone back to high school already. I don't know what to say. It's a different world. I don't know if the children are safe anymore because they've had instances of children getting the virus. They thought that the children were relatively safe and immune, but who knows? So we'll find out within the next few weeks because kids are starting to go back to school. One school's already shut back down. They opened up. Kids got sick, and they're shutting back down for a couple of days to try to figure it out. Who knows? But those kids, they're already pretty shook up because their whole world has been rocked over the summer. So what can we say? Jim, what's your hot topic this morning?
Well, the New York Attorney General sues to dissolve the NRA, that's the National Rifle Association, old and powerful organization, alleging fraud and mismanagement. They'll try to, they've been trying for a long time to get that taken down, but a lot of power behind that organization too. Triangle, North Carolina wakes up to like Reatha was saying, a 5.1 earthquake with ripples felt across the entire state. They're not used to that too much. U.S. tops 5 million COVID-19 cases, with 5 states making up more than 40%. Experts say the real number may be much higher. Health officials urge, using the mask in public and avoid the public gatherings. Major gas explosion levels 3 homes in Baltimore, killing 1, injuring 3. Huge explosion rocks Beirut. This is an absolute game changer for Beirut. They already had their situation. And Beirut, Lebanon, putting some Beirut port officials on house arrest. 2,750 tons of ammonium nitrate were stored in a port warehouse. This is their main port. Not a good idea. So those the execs, whoever's in charge of doing that, was a big mistake. They're going to have, for years, that's going to be a problem. And the explosion looked like a small hydrogen bomb, if you've seen it. A doctor said he's never seen anything like this in all the years he's been there. It literally crushed cars. You've seen large building and apartment complexes, industrial sites. It's like somebody just pushed them down. And like I said, this is their main port, so I don't know. It's going to take quite a while. They already had economic problems. Over 200 lost, 5,000 injured. So we'll keep up with that. They're getting a lot of support from around the world. Chris Kovach lost to, if I pronounce that right, Kobach, lost to Republican Roger Marshall in the Kansas primary. COVID-19 causes many to think on retiring early. Florida teachers who planned on working into their 70s have now changed their minds because of what's going on. In the schools, they don't want to catch anything. Sturgis Bike Rally, you're talking about 250,000 motorcycles going to an area. Health officials were kind of down, trying to talk them out of it in a way, because they're saying, they're not really doing the spacing and the mask and that, and they're worried that if it spreads there and they go back to their homes all over the country, it may spread more. In Chicago, 100 were arrested and 13 officers were injured after a shooting, and it led to rioting there. Caterpillar, Coke, Reatha, Exxon, Chevron are among the stocks with solid dividends now. Hong Kong media tycoon and activist Jimmy Lai was arrested under national security laws. Their freedoms are fading away there. And anybody who has a difference of opinion is having problems now. Mortgage rates, they continue at a record low, some offering down to some VA loans and that 2%. That's a great opportunity for people buying a home. 3.14 is the average. President Trump signed 4 executive orders helping with the COVID-19 relief. They're talking about the additional 400, providing extra 400 a week in unemployment benefits, suspending the student loans payments until the end of the year, protecting renters from eviction, and instruct employees to defer certain payrolls taxes. The Big Ten will not be playing college football, and because of the COVID-19 concerns, and the 2020 Atlantic hurricane season has already broken the record books. The NOAA now says there may be more storms coming up than names of storms. So hopefully that won't come to fruition. There's tons more, guys, but that's all we have time for, and we're going to shoot in a commercial right now.
EasyWay Magazine is your best vehicle to advertise in if you would like to reach a quality database in corporate Hollywood. Not only will you read the stories and enjoy the content, you will also get to interact through social media and get to meet who's featured at the events, as well as get exclusive interviews from your favorite celebrities. EasyWay Magazine is a Los Angeles and Orange County-based magazine, but also reaches an international audience. Subscribe to EasyWay Magazine today by following EasyWay Broadcasting on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram, or EasyWayBroadcasting.com's website. To advertise, call 424-209-9290 or email contact@easywaybroadcasting.com. That's letter E and letter Z, because we don't do it the hard way. We do it the easy way.
Looking to take the next step? Join the EasyWay Network and become part of our EasyWay family. Host your own TV show. Accelerate your viewership, as you will be seen on platforms such as Roku, Amazon, Apple. Brand yourself and affiliate yourself with celebrities, artists, influencers, and power players. For more information on how to start your own show, channel, or network, go to easywaypromotions.com. To stay updated on all our upcoming events, text EasyWay to 55678.
Welcome to EasyWayBroadcasting.com, your one-stop shop getaway to corporate Hollywood. EasyWay specializes in red carpets and will enhance your experience. EasyWayBroadcasting.com is top-ranked on Alexa and houses the EasyWay TV Film On channel, podcast radio station, and EasyWay magazine. Learn more about the beautiful EasyWay Angels and follow their events calendar. For more information, visit EasyWayBroadcasting.com and click on About Us or call 424-209-9290. Don't forget to subscribe to the website and follow EasyWay on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter pages for amazing updates and opportunities. Remember, that's letter E and letter Z, because, well, we do it the easy way.
Yes, indeed, we do it the easy way. And remember, September 26th, the EasyWay Awards Golden Gala. And there's going to be some movers and shakers on that one, some big names there. Reatha and I will be there virtually. So we have a very unique and special guest today, Kenneth K.J. Bradley. He's a veteran, executive influencer, serial entrepreneur. This gentleman has really taken his time and energy to help people. He's an unyielding quest to preserve our nation's treasured stories. I like that. The CEO and founder of KTA Investment Group, LLC, Kenneth seeks to honor our nation's heroes by preserving their stories in their words in his new show, My 10-Minute Stories. This is really a unique and interesting situation he put together. Brevity is the soul of wit, and it gets it out there. To date, he has interviewed over 50 veterans, business owners, community leaders, spouses, and members of the law enforcement, EMT, and fire and rescue communities. His military discipline and cutting-edge innovation have propelled him to the forefront of the entertainment world. As seen on the EasyWay Network, the Sunny Honey Show, the Ask Sarafah Show, and countless other programs, Kenneth delivers every time, and I'll tell you what, he definitely does. Kenneth, you on with us?
Absolutely. How are you guys doing today?
There he is. Hello, Kenneth. You're on with Reatha Gray. Reatha, Kenneth.
Hey,
Good
hello.
morning,
hello.
Kenneth.
Good morning. Happy belated, Mr. Zuley. How are you doing?
Good. We're still hanging in there and keeping up with you guys, or we're working on it. and thanks for taking your time to come on the show with us, because you've been, you could have went a lot of different directions, and you decided to stop and really take a path that helps a lot of veterans out.
Kenneth,
yes,
do you have your computer on? Getting some feedback, some echo here.
No, ma'am. I'm just on the phone.
Okay.
On the dial-in.
Sometimes we hear feedback and so on and so forth. But anyway, you're, you've taken your time to help the veterans in this, and there's so much going on. What kind of drew you in? I mean, you're a veteran yourself. What made you come around and stick with it and help the guys out like this and counsel and put together your amazing 10-minute stories, which I imagine you have so many cool stories. What kind of stands out for you? What brought you into this?
Absolutely. So when I was a platoon sergeant down in Fort Bliss, Texas, I used to take my platoon down to the veterans home, and we would volunteer twice a week down there. And as we sit down, we listen to some of these amazing stories by these veterans, man, and we started to figure out a common theme. A lot of these great stories that we're losing, you're not going to find them anywhere in the history book. So that's kind of where the idea was born from, just sitting down at the veterans home, listening to these veterans tell these amazing stories about some of the best, worst times of their life, and just embracing that and realizing that these are treasured stories that need to be preserved.
Yeah, because especially when you're talking about the World War II guys, because if you don't get it, you're not going to get it at all. I've got some guys I want to hook you up with. They're World War II guys. Do you interview many of them?
Actually, yeah, quite a few. I go down to the veterans home here in South Carolina. It's about an hour away. So 2 or 3 times a month right before this COVID started, I would go down there and just kind of sit down, build a repertoire with those guys. And a lot of those guys were just starting to open up to me right as COVID hit. So I'm hoping once we get past this whole pandemic thing to get back down there and kind of retrace my steps and reestablish some ground roots. But, yeah, those guys have some of the most amazing stories. You would be amazed at some of the stories of perseverance that those guys went through, man. It's ridiculous. Even myself, I find myself as a veteran myself. Like I said, I was in Iraq 4 times myself, and I couldn't even fathom some of the stuff those guys went through. So it's just amazing to hear, and it's awesome. It's awesome to catch their stories, and I consider it a privilege.
Can they tell their stories in 10 minutes? Or I would imagine that some of them have hours of stories to tell.
That's what I was going to say.
Yes, ma'am. No, absolutely. So what we do is we literally just go down and it's just a traditional fireside chat. We just kind of talk about it, and what the editing team does is he chops it up into about 10 to 12 minute segments. Because what we found out is usually after about 10 to 12 minutes, people's attention span tends to kind of doze off and phase off. So what we want to do is kind of catch the juicier elements of a story and present that to those guys, and then that way we can always come back with another story from that same veteran and kind of keep the show fresh and bring new ideas.
Yeah, exactly. They, I wanted to touch on this. You had 4 tours in Iraq. What was the, we're there with a lot of people. The war's basically over. What was the general opinion of the people there and us being there? Did they appreciate what we were trying to do? With you guys, you get to know them after a while, I imagine, because you're not just on base. You're out in town, right?
Right. To be honest with you, it's a lot. It's a lot like the States where if you go into a different city, a different state, you'll get a different opinion. Some communities, some neighborhoods were extremely pro-American intervention. Some neighborhoods was like, hey, all right, we'll help you as long as you're helping us, but the minute you stop helping us, we'll go over to Al-Qaeda or whoever. And then some were just, vehemently anti-Americans, like, hey, look, we don't need your help. This is our neighborhood. This is our community. We've been taking care of it for years. You just stay over there. We'll talk to you because you're here and you have firepower and you have guns. But outside of that, you stay there, we'll stay here, and we'll be fine. So it's just a real mixed bag of nuts, I guess.
Yeah. And then after we leave, you wonder what's going to happen. But a lot of the guys, you probably got different feedback from being over there for a while. What do you think some of the main effects? Because I just don't understand these statistics, and I suppose you've dealt with this. the terrible statistics on people that the troops that come back and they take their own lives. What do you think the major cause of that is? I mean, what is it? Add to some,
that
I know.
Yeah, that is
in Vietnam they had
a
Agent
complex
Orange.
question. Right.
Yeah.
I think a lot of the guys, it's for a lot of the guys, it's that adrenaline, it's that camaraderie. Like I said, we use the term. I hear that term come up a lot. It's called the best worst times of my life, right? So when you're over there, you're like, man, this sucks. We're being shot at, yada yada yada. But then you come back to the States, and it's hard to get that adrenaline rush, and you find yourself searching for that camaraderie. Being over there, being in the combat zone, and having to truly trust the guy to your left and right creates a bond that you just can't find in a regular, in a regular life. And a lot of guys, when they come back, they miss it so much it's really hard to deal. Or they'll give their trust, thinking that, hey, that bond I had with my brothers overseas, I'm going to bring it back here to the States and give it to you because you're my supposed brother. And then when that bond tends to deteriorate, a lot of guys can't handle it because you never. It's like trying to imagine a guy standing to the left or right of you with the foxhole, and then him turning his weapon on you and firing on you while you guys are out defending. So a lot of guys can't handle that when they come back, and it eats up at them. And then a lot of guys too, when you get over there, you have to get into a different kind of mindset. It kind of speaks to your animalistic nature and the fact of it's either him or me. One of us is going home, and you have a split second to make that decision on who it's going to be. So once you put yourself in that mindset, and you have to stay in that mindset day after day, hour after hour, patrol after patrol, it's difficult to come back home and they say, okay, hey, that was great. You have that survival instinct, but now I need you to turn it off. And you can't turn it off. Once you create that monster inside you, you can't turn it off. It's a part of you for life. So, a lot of the guys have a difficult time integrating that animalistic nature of themselves into a more domesticated version of themselves that can fit in society's norms, and it's just really difficult.
Yeah, okay, so
now, you say that you interview others other than military. You do EMT, business owners, community leaders. They all have 10-minute stories too.
Yes, ma'am, and yes, ma'am, and they. I mean, we run the gamut. We law enforcement, EMTs. So the intent and the entire premise of it is what we want to do is we want to kind of personalize the uniform again, right? You have this sector of community serving in today's society for whatever reason they're becoming vilified. It's cliche now to say I'm anti-police, I'm anti-military. You know what I mean? So what we're trying to do is we're trying to re-engage the community and say, hey, yes, this guy's a policeman. Yes, this guy's an EMT. Yes, this guy's a firefighter. But you know who else he is? He's also Joe, the guy that, coaches your little league soccer team. He's also Bill, the guy that, comes to the PTA meeting and brings cookies. Or it's Sharon or Susan, the lady that, puts flowers down on the sidewalk for the kids or put chalk out for the kids. So what we're trying to do in our interviews is we're trying to kind of reintroduce the community to the personal side of the guys that we're interviewing, or the guys and gals that we're interviewing.
Yeah, and it's like the scenario of the high school. You drive by and you see a couple of guys out in the front, and they're maybe doing drugs or hanging out with their, it looks like a bad crowd, and yet there's 3,000 people in the school that are good ones, so you don't want to judge them because you might get a few bad ones. My dad was a policeman in Chicago for like 35 years. He never used his gun or his club, and he believed in the golden rule. I mean, he had to make his arrest, but
absolutely,
he had a lot of stories of people that he arrested that came back to him later and thanked him for saving them because there are situations where they could have been shot, and there's a lot of good ones. So, all right, so
absolutely.
I know it's not easy, Ken. I don't want to put you on the spot, but they asked Larry King, could you give us a show? And it's not easy because he's done so many shows. Now, you've interviewed a lot of people. Do you have one or two that pop up that were really kind of unique and kind of stuck with you?
Yeah, absolutely. I'll never forget one of my first interviews I ever done. was with a guy named Bill. And Bill was this really old, surly veteran in the veterans home down in Texas. And every week we would go in and, we'd make our rounds and talk to everyone. And Bill would always sit in the corner and never speak. So one day, Bill looks up and says, "Hey, boy, come here." All right, hey, Mr. Bill, what's going on? And I go over there and we talk. And turns out Bill was, he spent his whole life being extremely racist. Even he served in the military 24 years, and the whole time he was against integration and, segregation in his whole nine. And Bill and I, we talked, I think I have maybe 6 hours of footage from our conversations. But one of the sweetest and nicest guys you ever met. Like, I mean, it's amazing. And he said it wasn't until later in life to where he realized and reflected just how wrong his point of view was. But, I mean, so the interview was memorable for a couple of ways. One, because Bill was old enough and I guess surly enough to where he told you exactly how he felt, and he didn't hold anything back. And as you guys kind of know, we're in the same industry. Those raw interviews are some of the best interviews because, I mean, you get that unbridled passion, and he meant every word, undeniably. He'd talk about how they would get in trucks and ride around and just look for random people to beat up with no, you just had to fit the description and you were going to get the business. You know what I mean? And this is as NCOs on post in the 50s. And I'm like, man, that's insane. How did you pull that off? And he was like, it was an unwritten rule where it was frowned upon in public, but at the end of the day, I was like, yeah, hey man, good job. And that it's one of the craziest interviews because, I mean, the guy wasn't disrespectful. He wasn't vile or anything like that. He just told it how it was back in those days. And he said at the end, looking back on his life, he wasn't racist because he was racist. He was just racist because it was normal to be racist. So he was like, his whole life, he was like, this is just what we do. You wake up, you go beat up a couple of black kids, you know what I'm saying? You go about your day.
Yeah.
And it was just telling, man. It's so powerful to hear this guy speak and realize that, man, that was just coming. Like, he didn't think it was wrong because everybody did it. You know what I mean? So that interview sticks out to me, man. And I always look back to that interview as a point of inspiration for society, man. Like, man, if we, had somebody reached out to him and tell him, hey, man, there's a better way. If you just get to know this guy, you probably not want to beat him up just because he looks different from you. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
There's a song from a play called South Pacific, and it says you've got to be taught from day to day or from year to year. It's got to be drummed in your dear little ear to hate all the people your relatives hate. You've got to be carefully taught.
Absolutely.
And
my favorites.
Unfortunately, I was.
One of my favorites was South Pacific, Belly High and all that. Yeah, I love that one. It's like, caring for someone else, no matter who they are, is like an inborn nature. And although people have all the stuff on the exterior, I think inside they're more. I've always had a saying: prejudice is one of man's greatest losses. And when they get to know other people, whether Asian, African American, Indian, whatever, they think, wow, these people are pretty cool. And when they get through that barrier. But so you're you got your. Now it's kind of tough on something like that to do a 10-minute interview, but I guess, like you say, you got to pull out the best points. Because with some of these people, but again, like you say, people have a 10-minute span, so I could see that too. And you you had your run-in with Eric and the Easy Way Network. Or what did you think of that situation? That's a kind of game changer for you, huh?
Oh man, I gotta be honest, man. I think this is this platform is only just getting started, and I think it has the potential to be amazing. Like, I am so excited with just the networking and the people that I'm able to meet, the circles that I'm able to be introduced in, and then like I'm having conversations with you guys, and that wouldn't even been possible 6 months ago had it not been for Eric and Easy Way. You know what I mean? So
that's
I'm
amazing.
Blessed and thankful just to have the opportunity to expand my network. So I love everything that Eric's doing, man. I trust in his vision wholeheartedly, and I can't wait to ride with this guy for the next 10, 15, 20 years.
And you have your show, the 10-minute interviews, and
yes, sir.
What else you have on the horizon, real quick, and then we got to wrap up.
Right. Yeah, absolutely. So my company is called KTA Investments Group, and we're an investment company, not in the financial sense, but an investment into the community. One of our guiding principles is it takes a village to raise a society of growers and thinkers, and that's our primary premise. So we kind of invest in different projects and different projects and assignments throughout our local and regional community that kind of help with community empowerment, youth strengthening, relationship building, and that sort of thing.
Wow.
And are you on the Wall of Fame, Kenneth?
Yes, ma'am. You can find me on the Easy Way Wall of Fame. I am one of the influencers there. Please reach out, connect, whether you're coming on the show for 10-minute stories or you just want to find out what else we got our hands in as an investment group. You're more than welcome. I take all comers, and I look forward to reaching out and speaking. Thanks for asking.
Well, Kenneth, we want to thank you for coming on because, it's a nice feeling because you've changed a lot of lives, you've helped a lot of people, and that's real money in the bank, That's what's really worthwhile. And
absolutely.
Glad you had a chance to come back on. We have to move along, but we appreciate what you're doing, and looking forward to talking to you again sometime, and get at least
absolutely.
On one of the virtual situations. Don't forget the event coming up. You'll be watching that.
Absolutely. Thank you guys so much for the opportunity. I really appreciate it.
Sure enough. Thank you, Kenneth.
And thank you for your service.
Ma'am. Thank you for your support.
And with that, Reatha, I think we're moving into a commercial here. And
then we'll go
on to
Join the EasyWay Network and become part of our EasyWay family. Host your own TV show. Accelerate your viewership, as you will be seen on platforms such as Roku, Amazon, Apple. Brand yourself and affiliate yourself with celebrities, artists, influencers, and power players. For more information on how to start your own show, channel, or network, go to EasyWayPromotions.com. To stay updated on all our upcoming events, text EasyWay to 55678.
EasyWay Magazine is your best vehicle to advertise in if you would like to reach a quality database in corporate Hollywood. Not only will you read the stories and enjoy the content, you will also get to interact through social media and get to meet who's featured at the event, as well as get exclusive interviews from your favorite celebrities. EasyWay Magazine is a Los Angeles and Orange County-based magazine, but also reaches an international audience. Subscribe to EasyWay Magazine today by following EasyWay Broadcasting on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram, or EasyWayBroadcasting.com's website. To advertise, call 424-209-9290 or email contact@easywaybroadcasting.com. That's letter E and letter Z, because we don't do it the hard way. We do it the easy way.
Moving on to Carmelita's Corner.
Yeah, and remember, September 26th, EasyWay Wars, Golden Gala.
You are about to experience Carmelita's Corner. Carmelita's song Rosebud made it to the top 40s with the Godfather of Soul, James Brown. She's the founder of the Rose Breast Cancer Society. Now here's your host, Carmelita Pittman.
Hello there, everyone. We're here another day to celebrate, another day here on Earth, another day around the sun. And our day has only begun. We've got a great talent coming your way today. She's very exciting, and her name is Viva Doll. She has had the #1 song on Billboard, which sold over 500,000 CDs worldwide. She's a 3 top 10 radio hit artist, and she's the official Coca-Cola body girl. When you see her body, you'll see why. She's also a fashion designer, and she's really a bundle of joy. She's a singer, producer, songwriter, musician, all bundled up in one. And because of her talent, she has toured the United States, Europe, and Central America. And she's got another hit coming your way, which we're going to get a chance to hear a little bit of. And may I present to you Viva Doll. Good morning.
Hi, good morning. Thank you so much, Carmelita.
Yeah, I've been watching you, and I've been watching your little doggies, too, Poof Daddy and Pushinska and Enzo.
Yes, I love Pomeranians. So
I see.
I end up having too many now.
Well, you seem to keep them well taken care of. I see their pictures on the Facebook, and they're so cute.
They all sleep with me.
I know. You keep us posted. I know all about you.
Oh, you're a sweetheart. Thank you.
Yes. Well, it's fun watching you. You're such a talent. And, I never really knew where you originated from. Can you tell us where you were born?
Actually, I pretty much was, pretty much an LA person because the only way I know other countries is because I've toured, but I haven't been or had the chance to see the places that I've performed in. So I'm Brazilian Spaniard, but I'm completely from Los Angeles because I've been here my whole life. But my background is Brazilian Spaniard. So on that note, I've been to Spain, but I have not been to Brazil.
Oh, amazing. Pues me llamo Carmelita para una razón porque eso es una parte de mi herencia también.
¿Habla español también? Wow.
I was just, to everybody who's out there listening, that means my name is Carmelita, and that is part of my heritage, too. Those people who know me know that I claim everybody in my family tree, including my people from Mexico, de México, Distrito Federal de México.
That's beautiful. I love that. I had no idea.
Yeah, I'm pure American. Spanish. A little bit of this, a little bit of that. You know how that goes. I claim them all.
Definitely. I mean, nowadays, who doesn't speak Spanish?
Yeah, well, more and more people. It's. I'm just blessed. That was the language that I grew up listening to as as from a babe in arms. And then my stepfather was from Pakistan, so I was listening to Bengali and Urdu. I sing
nice.
in those languages and do the Hindu Manipuri dance, which I learned from Bhupesh Guha as I was a little girl.
Oh my gosh, I'm such a fan of that culture. Wow. I had no idea. See, we're learning.
Yeah.
And do you only speak Spanish, or do you speak a different language as well pertaining to the
Well, I just learned how to sing in those other languages because my stepfather used to sing to me. So, and then by him being very good friends with a very famous Hindu dancer, Bhupesh Guha, I learned, the culture and the dance. I used to perform for some of the emissaries coming over from India.
Oh my gosh!
As a youngster,
I'd like to see that. That's beautiful.
They would have their, what they called Eid, or that was a big feast day, a very special celebration. In fact, that was just celebrated recently, and all these different cultures that I've grown up around. I just feel, that being an American, that we are so privileged to be able to have the richness of all these different cultures, and I think we should celebrate them all.
Absolutely. I completely agree with you, and I am so honored to be even speaking to you this morning because I had no idea that you were so worldly. That's awesome. I'm a big fan now.
Well, what is this,
a
mutual admiration society?
Definitely. if you don't have that, what else do you have? You know, you can look
Yeah.
at other people and learn beautiful things that maybe you didn't know. Just by speaking to somebody, you learn so much.
Well, it's always surprising. The more you get to know someone, you know, their background, many times you have no idea, you know, until you have a conversation and you think to yourself, oh, my goodness.
Yeah, that always happens to me. I'm always very impressed with people.
Yeah, listen, you have much to be impressive about yourself because I've always been, virtually living one of my dreams, which is to be, you know, a world-renowned performer. But, you know, as life hands us our script, I wound up being a school teacher, and that is something that my family wanted me to do, and it was something that I wanted to do also. But then I didn't realize until I was in the classroom that there was another part of me that wanted to come out. But it's come out in many ways. But I wound up being, more of a support behind the scenes. So I feel like a mother, and actually I guess I could say a grandmother now to so many people who I have been able to mentor or to support. So I'm a cheerleader. That's my job.
Well, that's the thing. It's similar. Teacher and entertainer. You actually have the classroom paying attention at all times, classroom being the world that you are performing to. So you can always be teaching even if you're a performer, which I have noticed that you have had the chance to do that to probably many. And that's still like teaching. So you have the best of both worlds.
Well, I guess, in a sense, I'll always be teaching because my organization is a educational organization and a living memorial for my mom, the Rose Breast Cancer Society. And because of her, I was able to achieve what I have been able to achieve in life. So that's my way of giving back to the community.
In that sense, we come in the similar background because I sing, and I have been singing my whole life because of my father. And when he passed away a few years ago, I promised him that I would never stop. And that's why I retire, but I do it in a way where I'm still singing, but I'm not giving, nothing else a chance. And on that note, now I am going into different avenues of entertainment and more like in the background instead of out front as the front man or front woman, as I would say. I am actually starting a new brand, and that's what's keeping me busy because I'm not going to launch it for a while now because we're working on all the little things that need to be focused on before you let something out. And it's like a baby to you. You want to make sure that when it goes out there, it's perfect. And that's what I've been working on. So when I posted that I'm retiring, I'm actually retiring from recording a new CD or anything like that. But as far as singing, I will always sing because I promised my dad I always would. So,
well, you've got to keep that going because that's a gift. And, you need to keep that afloat. And, I just want to tell the listening audience the first time I met you, was when Eric Zuley had a promotion for you out in the Valley. And you did such a big production, such a fantastic production.
Oh, the pink carpet. The pink carpet.
Yes, you had a pink carpet. And you came out with a big, beautiful, a white, like a ballroom dress, like a debutante type of dress. And
thank you. That's because I married everybody there.
Oh, okay. That was the significance of it because it could have been a wedding dress too. It was so beautiful.
Absolutely. Thank you, hon. That's pretty much what it was like. It was anybody that was there, I felt so close to because it meant so much since we actually did it on my birthday. So it happened to be like a pink carpet birthday type of event. So I ended up working, which is my hobby of singing on my birthday. So usually I tend to do something
great.
like it. Thank you so much.
And I think we should give Eric a shout out for the Easy Way for promoting you, the way he did.
Absolutely. In fact, I was about to bring him up because I'm also working on the Golden Stage, which I didn't know if we were going to talk about that. I believe we're going to find some great talent, hopefully, through the show. And that's, I believe, August 15th through August 3rd. And what it's going to be
Doll,
is the finding talent.
Viva Doll, let me just hold that thought a moment. I got a communication from Angelique that they're going to change the date to August the 17th. And it's going to be a 7-week TV run, and the finale is going to be December the 5th. So there's still time for talent to submit until August the 10th to Angelique and her email is angelique@easywaynetwork.com. And people can also go to easywayliveevents.com. So that's just a little change. I'm sure they're just going to make it bigger and better. But they're expecting a lot of talented judges such as yourself, and it's like a virtual American Idol type of show. In fact, I have a friend, a very good friend, and she was actually one of the winners on American Idol. I don't know if you know her. Name is Reatha, and she became good friends with one of the big winners, and they've done tours together. Alan Lambert, and he's gone on to be a lead singer for Queen. I remember Allison from the time she was a little girl, and when she was just getting started, and she did some things for me and my charity as well too. So I don't know if she's listening now, but I'd love to give her a shout out. I'm hoping one day I can get her on my show as well.
Absolutely, let's invite her now.
Okay. Sarah and Allison, if you're listening.
Absolutely. Mm-hmm. And then I was going to say, I'm hoping, because I do an event every year, and I'm hoping that this December, that's like pretty much the only event that I have committed to for years, because it is a charity that helps all the kids that do not receive presents or don't get presents or don't have that type of celebration where somebody is going to give them a toy or anything like that. Every December, I do an event, and it helps children receive toys on the holidays. So I'm hoping that happens this December. And I brought that up only because it means so much when we are able to help others, and especially if they're kids at this time when they're stuck at home and they're not able to go to school or go do anything. So I'm hoping that by December we can still have a beautiful event like that.
Well, that's a very good thought, and you're absolutely right. It's really one of the best things we can do is to serve others. And there is a hormone that actually is stimulated when you do that. When your gifts, when you're generous.
That's my problem.
It stimulates your good hormones, and that helps produce good health.
If I don't feel like I have interaction with people, I actually don't feel good inside. And I used to have this thing where I had to meet 6 new people a day, and it was working because, whether you're helping somebody with a door or you're helping somebody with a flat tire or anything like that, when you meet 6 people a day, you tend to feel like you actually did something that is going to be passed on by that person that you actually helped. And now with the situation, I feel like a racehorse that's stuck behind the gate that cannot actually do that. So when you invited me to your show, I felt like, wow, I get to actually, even though it's virtual, get to have interaction with you and with your audience. And I know that you broadcast to like 650,000 or more people. So
yes, we're reaching
reach
around
out.
1 million, according to Eric, around close to 1 million people worldwide.
We'll see.
In 140 different countries, yeah.
That's a great feeling.
Yeah, it is. And listen, Viva, we're so happy to have you on, and I just want the audience to get a taste of your music. So before we head out of here, I usually always say we're going to get on our horse, but I'm sure you're going to be driving a Ferrari, so we'll drive off in your Ferrari.
Well, right now I drive my pink car everywhere. So.
Oh yes, it's a pink car. I see that also on your post.
Yes.
It's a beautiful car. You look great in it too.
Thank you.
So your song "Only You," how did that come about?
That's actually a song we recorded in Spanish and in English, and the lyrics are pretty much very true to each other. It was written in English first, and then I did the lyrics in Spanish. So in English it's called For You, and Only You, Only You, and in Spanish is Solo Tú. And you speak Spanish, so you know que Solo Tú.
Well, let's hear a little bit of that before we go. And also, can you tell them how to get in touch with you?
Yeah, if they send smoke signals up in the sky, I'll see them.
Oh, okay.
I'm kidding. Any social media, anywhere. I'm usually on Facebook. I'm usually on Instagram. I'm not a TikToker. I'm not going to promote it when I'm not on there. But any other social media, I'm there. When it comes to singing live, I like to do a lot of lives. And then they go over to my YouTube. As far as my website, it's being worked on because, like I said, I'm starting a new clothing brand, shoe brand, everything that people need. It has items for your house, items for your dog, like I said, clothing for men, women, and that's what I'm starting out right now. So it should be completely launched by next year.
Well, much success with that, Viva Doll. And
Thank you.
On that note, let's hear a little bit of your music. And I'm just going to say goodbye for now.
If only you could see what's going through my mind. If only you could tell my heart why you can't be mine. If only words could say all the things I feel. If I just had one chance to prove my love is real. If only you, if only you.
Well, Reatha, that is one talented young lady.
And
Viva
she's
Doll.
also beautiful. And that
Viva Doll
takes us up to
she is so
tech
bubbly.
time.
Yeah, and we got our gem time. Yep. Reatha's tech time.
Smartphone, cell phone, PC, Mac, tablet, iPad. That's right. It's tech time.
Well, one of the latest and greatest recent app to hit the scene has been TikTok, but there's been some problems with TikTok. Apparently, TikTok is owned by a Chinese company, and there's concern that they are gathering information not only from about young people, because I'm on TikTok. I'm sure some of you might be on TikTok. They're funny little short 10, 15-second videos, mainly of people dancing and doing silly stuff, lip syncing to things. But when you sign up, like for everything else, you put your name, your phone number, your address, whatever amount of information in there, and there's some concern about that. So they're going to be either dissolving TikTok in America, I don't know why I keep saying TikTok in America, or it's going to be bought out by an American company. So if you have videos on TikTok that you want to preserve, you better download them, because who knows what the future might be. And also I've heard WhatsApp also may be sold to an American company. I'm not positive whether or not it's owned by a Chinese company, but apparently there's some concern about the integrity of the security of WhatsApp also. So if you have messages on WhatsApp that you want to preserve, or you have videos on TikTok that you want to preserve, I'd advise you to download them and save them. I know sometimes people have sent me information on WhatsApp, and instead of rewriting it or shifting it, I've just left it on WhatsApp. If it's sold, you may lose that thread. So go in there, get that information off of either TikTok or WhatsApp, preserve it on your phone, on your tablet, on your computer, on whatever, and we'll just stand by to see what the next great thing will be for apps to do silly things on. Jim, what's your Jim for today?
Well, let me see if we have the drum roll. And we got gems from Jim. Well, here I am.
Jim.
Hey, how about that? Tips, little investment strategies here, overall situations from various investors. Stay on course with stocks. Okay, a lot of people should get out. Some people are thinking, maybe I'm going to go overseas and so on and so forth. Stay on course with your stocks, but tweak your portfolio. Real estate is a good situation, especially with the low rates. And like I said, we're talking the low threes. I think it's about 3.15. And with some of the special ones through the VA or FHA, you might get down in the mid or low twos. So it's a good time. And you can also think of partnerships. Sometimes there's groups that invest in fixer-uppers and so on, and you become part of the group and you can make money that way. Invest in yourself. Remember health, learning new investment strategy, and so on and so forth. So take time for yourself. Invest in a new business. But first, I advise you to learn the business. When you go off track, sometimes that can be dangerous. Sometimes people will get money and they'll think, oh, I'm going to open up a restaurant. No, not a good idea unless you know the business. Pay off your debt. And one of the strategies I had was you make your payment, like say just your utilities, for instance. You make your payment and you could add a half a payment to that. Put on auto pay and forget about it. You won't miss that extra $30 or $50. And after 6 months or a year, you're about 6 months or more ahead on that payment. So you have no utility bills or debt for a while. And like I say, do your research on that. Start or supercharge your retirement savings. Spend time with family. And I'm going to touch base a little bit. Here are six investments for beginners, because if you're starting out, some tips. A 401k or other employer-related plan, a robo-advisor, target date mutual funds, index funds, exchange trade funds. And remember, you're not going to remember all this. Go back to our archive show on Easy Way Broadcasting. You can find Raider Boomers Live and, listen to this, pause it, write it all down. Index funds, exchange trade funds, investment apps. And those are 6 investments that kind of suited for the beginner. How can you double your money? Well, speculative ways to double your money could include investing buying on margin or using penny stocks. The best way to double your money is to take advantage of retirement and tax advantage accounts offered by employers, notably the 401ks. How can you turn $100 into $1,000 a day? Well, there's a lot of scenarios with that, and I think it's so involved that real estate is a fast way. If you're down in a good enough price, if you go do research on the neighborhood, see what homes are going for, and if you can get in at a low enough price, REO, contact a bank, find out the bank's REO real estate owned by the bank, foreclosures and so on. If you can get in there and do the fixing and check to see if they're behind in their taxes and so on, you do your math. You could possibly double your money if you're walking in and just paying the back taxes and investing $50,000 to remodel or whatever. You can walk out with doubling your money on that. And you also have cars. There's auctions you can go to. There's sheriff's auctions where they confiscate cars that are abandoned cars. You can also go to some of the ports. People will leave and to go to another country and just abandon their storage facilities. You can research that and wind up buying a lot of stuff. One person found he bought one of the storage units and there was a rare car in the storage. So there's a lot of situations like that, but you have to do your homework. And you can, like I said, doing your homework, doing your research is just very important for that. And I've invested in real estate out of state. Sometimes you want to be in your own location because you can keep track of it. I invested out of state and I had people take care of the properties. And, you have to do research on that too. How's the weather going to be? Don't buy in hurricane areas. But I just wanted to touch base on some of these things, and you can research them. There's so much, but paying off the debt and investing in your stock portfolio, do your homework with that. I would advise an advisor. But with that, Reatha, I think we're about out of time, and I keep advising on being cautious. We don't want to lose our money.
I've been doing a little day trading, and it's an interesting hobby. I don't advise it for you to expect to get rich quick, even though that's what they claim will happen. It's not happening now, but day trading is an interesting thing to do. But it takes a lot of research, just like you said. But we're past our time, so we're going to get on Carmelita's horse and ride out of here.
Yeah, we got Easy Way Awards, Golden Gala coming up September 26th. And, this is really, I'll tell you what, when I research and see some of the stuff Eric's putting up in the awards, it is absolutely first class and cutting edge with what's going on today. This is a changing time, Reatha, and I just saw one of our centers here. It's just about level. And you wonder, what's going to replace all these centers when they take them down? I don't know.
Well, I heard that they're going to go to open air malls, and it's really funny. When I was a child, the Baldwin Hills Crenshaw Mall was a one-story open mall. There were no hallways. Everything open to the parking lot. And now they're talking about going back to that because of the air circulation and whatever. So who knows? Maybe we'll go back to having lovely open space outdoor malls, more like the Grove and the Americana.
Yeah, the Irvine Center out here, same thing. It was a new trend. Look, an enclosed mall, how cool. Safe in the weather and everything, and now it's all transitioning. It's funny how that goes around. But with that, like I just said,
true.
It goes in circles. Or, it changes. It goes back to the way it used to be, I guess. But
it's like we're back to plastic bags again. I'm just saying.
Keep up with this stuff. But anyway, Radio Boomers Live with Reatha and I next Monday morning. A lot of tips on tech and investments, health. We got guests in all fields, great guests, and some super interesting scenarios with the people we have on. We have some interesting people. But with that, next Monday morning, tune in, Radio Boomers Live, and keep track, easywayinfo.com, and the Easy Way Broadcasting Network. It's I've never seen a situation where people can come to it and interact, and that's the way Eric has it set up. Anything else, Reese? Did I miss anything?
I think that's it for today. You continue to have a wonderful birthday month.
Thank you much. And Monday morning, guys, tune in, Radio Boomers Live. But for then, keep healthy, keep moving, keep the faith, and we're signing out.
See you later.
Thank you for listening to Radio Boomers Live with your hosts, Reatha Gray, Star Betty White's Off Their Rockers, and Easy's dad, Jim Zuley. Like us on Facebook, follow us on Twitter at Radio Boomers Live. Radio Boomers Live is brought to you by the Easy Way Broadcasting Network. That's the letter E, the letter Z, Broadcasting Network.